Welcome back to smallbusinessbuffalo.com. I'm Pat, and today we're joined by Therese Deutschlander. Therese is a small business owner. She owns a shop on Elmwood Avenue called Thin Ice, which specializes in handmade crafts. Therese, thanks for joining us today.
Sure.
So just give the viewers at home a little idea what you do, what kind of products you have in your space.
Thin Ice is a gift shop that sells predominantly locally handcrafted, one-of-a-kind gift items.
Okay.
So I have jewelry, pottery, glass, metal, fiber, and wood. It's kind of like the Elmwood Art Festival, but in my store. I just wanted to provide a place for the community to be able to support the local artists, and the local artists to have a place to be able to sell their work.
Okay, that's great. And so when you say local, is it Buffalo?
Buffalo, Amherst, Lancaster, pretty much all in Western New York. Some in Rochester, but pretty much all right in this area.
Okay, so it's great. Like I think it's a really interesting story you have. So you've been here for 5 years, and that's a fair amount of time. So you've been pretty successful, and you started young. So how old were you when you started?
24.
24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and has it always been a dream of yours to own it?
No, it wasn't. My family's owned businesses before, so I suppose I kind of have it in my blood. But at the time when I opened it, there was a bunch of stores like mine in that they were niche stores, not like mine in that they didn't focus on local, whereas they focus on local. But there were a lot of little niche stores on Elmwood closing right about when I was kind of getting bored at the job that I had. And I looked into why they were closing, and none of them were for lack of business. So I thought, there's a niche I could fill. I can put my spin on it, which is the local artists, and just kind of went from there. And actually, I was fortunate in that I was able to get some of the artists from some of the stores that closed. Like I have a clockmaker from Syracuse, that sort of thing. That when they found out I was opening, the shop that closed was Eminent Design. They contacted me and said, do you want this artist, that sort of thing, because it's so community minded here that. When they were closing, like I said, it wasn't for lack of business, so they knew that the stuff would sell, and they wanted to support the artists too. So
you swooped in and kind of
just filled a niche, and then put my spin on it, which is the local. The majority of the artists that I carry who are local have never sold their work in a store before. It was just a hobby for them.
Okay.
And when I opened, it wasn't predominantly local, just because I opened pretty quick and I didn't have time to gather up the local artists, you could say.
Right.
And but it's such a tight community in Buffalo, especially the arts community. So word just kind of got out that I carry local artists within the arts community, and word just spread. So I get a new local artist. Even now, I get a new local artist every week. And if I have a national artist that's similar, I drop the national so I can carry the local.
Interesting. And so you have a very good relationship then with the Buffalo artists.
Even without the Buffalo artists, 90% of it is local. But if it's not local, it's made somewhere in the States, California, Florida, around there. But I work directly with every artist. If I can't speak directly to the artist, I won't carry their work.
Okay.
So I work hand in hand with all the artists.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's interesting. So, obviously, you could get artwork that's probably cheaper.
From
maybe.
China.
From China,
absolutely.
And so it's a decision, a conscious decision you made. And so
I think that the way I look at it is, I'm sure China is a lovely country. I don't need to support it. I live here. I'm going to support it here.
Yeah. And do you see this as a marketing advantage also?
Well, when I opened, shortly after I opened was when the recession hit. And so everybody was a lot more particular about where their money was going, which helped me, because oftentimes the artists are here, even if they're either here for an appointment to bring me in work, or they're just here hanging out. Like I have gotten to be pretty close with a lot of the artists. So the fact that the customers can come in at any given time, and I can say, oh, by the way, this is the artist that made the thing that you bought last time. Well, they know exactly where their money's going. So in the time of the recession, and even now, I mean, we're certainly not recovered, where they want to know where their money's going and not just off to some factory in China, it has definitely helped me.
It feels good for the customer.
Yeah.
That's pretty, And so talk about your location here. You've been here for 5 years?
I've been here for 5 years, and like I said, there was a few stores closing right when I opened, and I looked into all the different locations to see where I'd want to open. Eminent Design, to cite them again, they were at Elmwood and Allen. Thunder Bay was across the street, and but that was the building was kind of in disrepair. But so I looked into all the different storefronts that were closing, and this is the one that I thought was in the best condition, and also it was at the heart of everything. And actually, to see the block, this is the fullest the block has been since I opened 5 years ago, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
Because it's Elmwood. It's in a state of flux constantly. There's always things opening, closing, and it's weird to think that I've been here 5 years and seen it all. But now it's really full. It's really great.
So are you like an Elmwood expert?
Not hardly, no.
No. Is there any?
I'm an Elmwood observer.
Observer, yeah. And what about walk-in traffic? So it's very seasonal.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Well, yes and no. I mean, during the summer, I have a lot of foot traffic. It's a higher foot traffic time for me. But in the Christmas season, that's when I make the most sales.
I see.
So foot traffic, because a lot of people open up on Elmwood with this misconception that I'm going to open up a store in Elmwood. Elmwood is crawling with people all the time, so I'll instantly do amazing.
Right.
You don't instantly do amazing anywhere. No. There's never instant success, and that's why so many shops open and close on Elmwood, because people go in with this attitude. It's Elmwood, and certainly you open the door and you're going to get a lot of people in the door. But people aren't necessarily sales. My attitude is, I'm here every single day. If they don't buy something every single time they come in, that's fine by me, because now they know what I have, and when they need a gift or when they want a gift, they know what I have. Yeah. Whereas a lot of people don't want to put in the patience. They want everybody that comes in to buy something and then leave, which that's not Elmwood. That's, you know, that's not anywhere. That's not the mall. It's not anywhere.
No, yeah. And so did you work this into your business plan when you opened? I mean, did you have this idea since the day you opened that it's not an automatic?
I knew
was
that.
It something you learned, or?
Yeah, no, I knew that it wasn't going to be instant success. Yeah. And I didn't open the door wanting instant success. I just opened the doors wanting to pay my bills and support the local artists. Yeah. And that's what I've been able to do. So I'm thrilled with it.
Yeah, it's great. It's really inspiring. So when you open your door outside and look around, you talked about how full the block is, and so if you could. You know, what would you like to see happen on Elmwood, in the Elmwood Village area, if you had
just for it to stay as full as it is? I mean, I love it. It's always going to be changing. I think that actually adds to the appeal of Elmwood. People come here because there is always going to be something different. But I like how full it is. And there is some redundancy. We've got 3 coffee shops now, but they all do their own thing. You know, with the clothing stores, all the clothing stores do their own thing. We're having another organic cafe open. That's their own thing. You know, other places do little bits here and there, but they're going to be focused on it. Okay. So I like that everybody has their own niche and does their own thing. I mean, we've got Hunt Real Estate now across the street, which a lot of people don't like that. But I think that in order to make it just a fuller, more cohesive street, we need the basic boring stuff, like someplace to buy socks and things like that. And a lot of people, they come to Elmwood just because they want like the real kitschy, cool, trendy thing. But for sustainability, if we all want to be here for the long haul, we need reasons for everybody to keep coming. You know, grocery stores, things like that. And we have a lot, like we've got the co-op, we've got specialty stores, which is great. All of that helps. The Village Beer Merchant, I think, is a great asset, even though it's a little bit further down. But, you know, Chow Chocolat, they've got the French pastries and things like that. Now we have a furniture store, which we didn't have before. So I think we just, as long as we cover all the essentials on Elmwood and don't just try to be like the hip, cool, trendy street, then we'll be around for a while.
Thanks for joining us.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us. smallbusinessbuffalo.com.
That's good?
Yeah, it was good.